Hi there, Chef Daddy 9000, ready for another philosophy time. Gonna read some on kindness from Gary Chapman's Love as a Way of Life. I've got this thing for people who are left out, Sylvia says. When I saw him come in the first day, I made a special effort to say hello. He was scruffy, so I was drawn to him. In his mid-50s, James spent much of his time sleeping and drinking. He was homeless, but the shelters wouldn't take in people who drank. So James, with a small group of his friends, slept in the city park. He started working at Sylvia's office after a couple who reached out to the homeless community helped him find a job. Sylvia, an energetic grandmother and part-time receptionist, made it a point to look for James every time she was at the office. He told her about his family and his past. They got to know each other. When James told Sylvia he was going to New Mexico for a while, she wasn't sure she would see him again. 4 months later, he returned with news. He had cancer. He had gone to say goodbye to his mother, but she had turned him away. Now, scared and alone, he was back in town. He lived in a shoddy motel for a while because he wasn't sick enough to go be in the hospital, Sylvia remembered. But within a few months, he was in a nursing home with government assistance. Since James received no visits from his family, Sylvia started visiting him regularly as his health declined. They talked about his memories from childhood and the dreams he had about heaven. They talked freely of his fears and hopes about death. Over the months, Sylvia watched his body deteriorate as his pain increased. When James was too weak to talk, she held his hand and sang to him. When he died, Sylvia was the only person there. I don't remember thinking I was being kind, she says now. It was just the thing to do. I talked to him, paid attention to him. So many people are alone in this world. James didn't have to be. Kindness means noticing someone else and recognizing their needs. It means seeing the value in every person we meet. And like every trait of a loving person, kindness can be much simpler and more powerful than we realize. When I was growing up, my childhood friends and I were taught from the Bible to be kind to one another. But not every kid in my Sunday school class was kind. Some of the children were kind until someone stole their toy, messed up their artwork, or pushed them at the water fountain. When provoked, they forgot about kindness and went back to being egocentric children. Their behavior said, "Don't mess with me or my stuff." A few of the children were almost never kind. On the whole, children with whom I grew up seemed to be kind to the children who were kind to them and unkind to those who treated them unkindly. My observation is that adults are not much different from children in this respect. A husband is kind to his wife when she's kind to him. He's willing to take out the garbage when she's cooked a good meal. He speaks kindly to her when she speaks kindly to him. He volunteers to wash her car after he's given a pleasurable sexual experience. What does it look like to be kind in the face of injustice and ill treatment? One husband shared his experience. I had been harsh with my wife by cutting down her ideas and telling her that what she said was illogical. I raised my voice and told her exactly what I thought. She walked out of the room, and I returned to the ball game on television. 30 minutes later, she walked in with a sandwich, chips, and a Coke, all neatly arranged on a tray. She placed the tray on my lap and said, "I love you," then kissed me on the cheek and walked out. I sat there thinking, this is not right. This is not supposed to happen. I felt like a jerk. Her kindness overwhelmed me. I put the tray down, went to the kitchen, and apologized. This wife demonstrated the kindness of authentic love, and it changed her husband's heart. The irony is that making kindness a way of life brings great joy not only to others, but also to ourselves. When we are kind, no matter what, we see what a difference our everyday choices make. Kindness, the joy of meeting someone else's needs before your own, simply for the sake of the relationship. That's beautiful. Let's make more kindness in the world. Let's take care of each other.